President Uhuru Kenyatta is laying an elaborate plan and strategies to kick out the Deputy President Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto out of Mount Kenya politics. For the last 4 good years, the Deputy President has been controlling the voting bloc in the larger Mount Kenya region. As a matter of fact, if elections were to be held last year, William Ruto was going to embarrass President Uhuru Kenyatta. And the president will tomorrow hold a meeting with the leadership from the larger Mount Kenya region at the Sagana State Lodge to strategize on how to do 2 things. Number 1 is to kick out William Ruto out of the larger Mount Kenya politics. Because the president strongly believes that the politics of the larger Mount Kenya should actually be dictated from within and not outside. So that's the first thing. The second thing the president is expected to do is basically to introduce or to officially unveil Raila Odinga as his choice for the presidency in 2022, which is August this year. So in this video, I want us to look at the strategies, the latest strategies which President Uhuru Kenyatta is trying to use to kick out William Ruto from the larger Mount Kenya region. What I'm still not very sure is whether William Ruto is going to succumb. But there are several indicators. Number 1, the number of members of parliament accompanying the deputy president in his tours of the larger Mount Kenya region has greatly reduced. The second signal is the fact that majority of leaders from the larger Mount Kenya region, or even the deputy president, who used to attack the president badly in the last 1 or 2 years ago, have reduced. In fact, the deputy president was captured yesterday, stating that he's not contesting against the president. And number 3, William Ruto's allies used to accuse President Uhuru Kenyatta of neglecting the region. As we speak today, whenever the deputy president gets any chance in the larger Mount Kenya region, the only thing he can do is to explain what they've done for the region. So the president is actually making progress. But will President Uhuru Kenyatta succeed in kicking out the deputy president out of the larger Mount Kenya region? I want us to look at the strategies he's using. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or 2, click that subscribe button now, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. Now let us get back to the main issue. How many times have you seen the Deputy President, William Ruto, in the larger Mount Kenya region in the last 1 month? If you compared that to previously, is there any change? Of course, the change is visible. The Deputy President has really reduced the number of visits he makes or the number of trips he makes to the larger Mount Kenya region, either because he's now not sure of the support, or maybe the need of him to reach out to other regions. So the Deputy President has reduced his trips to the larger Mount Kenya region. President Uhuru Kenyatta entered into handshake with Raila Odinga in 2018, March, I think. From that time up to now, the president is yet to formally go to the larger Mount Kenya region and start selling Raila Odinga. Let me tell you, for example, in the entire northeastern province, President Uhuru Kenyatta has completely consolidated that support block for Raila Odinga. As we speak, in the 3 or are there 2 counties in the larger northeastern counties, the UDA party, for example, don't even have a gubernatorial candidates, because the seats in those regions are negotiated, and already they've agreed that the seats are going to Azimio. So the president has been doing that in those regions. We saw the president also meeting with the Luya leadership after Mudavadi went to Ruto, and he told them to support Raila Odinga. The president has not done that to his backyard, and people or Kenyans have been asking themselves, why was the president avoiding the larger Mount Kenya region? So tomorrow the president will be expected in Mount Kenya to lay his vision for the region, to plan, he will give Kenyans probably a glimpse into his succession plans. But what strategies is he intending to use to block William Samoei Arap Ruto, or to stop William Ruto from the larger Mount Kenya region? In my view, this is what I've gathered. Number 1, President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to make the 2022 contest between himself and the deputy president. And what he intends to do is that he wants to prove himself that he's not a pushover. Because the people in the larger Mount Kenya region and William Ruto supporters have always maintained that without the deputy president, Uhuru Kenyatta would not have managed to become the president. So he's going to tell his deputy that when it comes to the larger Mount Kenya region, I'm still the king. So President Uhuru Kenyatta is advantaged because he has money. The president has the state resources. President Uhuru Kenyatta has worked with the larger Mount Kenya region. He understands their thinking. So he will easily go outside there and make it a contest between himself and William Ruto. Remember, the only advantage the deputy president had was because of Raila Odinga phobia. Who created Raila Odinga phobia? The person who entrenched Raila Odinga phobia in the larger Mount Kenya region is none other than President Uhuru Kenyatta. So the president himself will now be going outside there to tell those people the truth about Raila Odinga. And that's why yesterday the deputy president was actually crying that there are people out there who are trying to create a wedge between himself and the president, because he understands that President Uhuru Kenyatta is actually keen on making the contest between himself and Raila Odinga, so that in the larger Mount Kenya region, that contest is going to be between those two people. That's why, if you follow the development in Jubilee, when they started, they began with Azimio as the brand, the blue, then they went to red. And that red had that branding of R somewhere there, the coffee and the rest. So they've discarded that. No, it's just purely Jubilee. They are doing that. They are making it purely Jubilee, so as that contest appears between William Ruto and President Uhuru Kenyatta. Listen to William Ruto accusing people of creating a wedge between himself and the president.
Kuna wale wanataka kutuelekeza ati mashindano ni kati yangu mimi na kundi letu hii ati na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Mimi nataka niwaulize, iko mashindano kati yetu na Rais Uhuru Kenyatta?
Na ule mzee wa kitendawili akiwa mradi wa serikali atakuwa ameenda wapi? Nyumbani. Nikisema Raila, sema PO Box nyumbani. Raila.
The second thing the president is doing, which I don't know is going to be successful, because there's already debate, is the revamping of Jubilee. Let me tell you something which happened last weekend. Last weekend, Jubilee Party, through what they called the Red Army, invaded various counties in the larger Mount Kenya region. They held various town hall meetings and they painted everything red. So if, for example, you have a meeting of 1,000 people in a hall, each one of them getting out with a kofia, a shirt, a bundle, bangles, all those things, and they go back to the village, what impact do you think you are making? So you are basically is now countering the branding in Jubilee. So the first thing they are doing in attempts to brand Jubilee, to revamp Jubilee, is to brand. So that they want to paint the region red. So in central Kenya, we are going to have red and yellow. So it's going to be a contest between UDA and Jubilee, Ruto and Uhuru. The colors, yellow and red. So the first thing they are doing in their strategy of revamping Jubilee is rebranding. And then they want to make it visibility. That's why you are seeing those billboards. They are everywhere in the larger Mount Kenya region. So when you go, when you drive, when you are a motorbike guy, when you are carried, you'll see Jubilee. So the brand visibility they are working on. The shirts and the t-shirts for branding they are giving, when you go outside there, you start seeing people wearing them on. So they're also embarking on recruitment, massive one, recruiting members. And that's why they were telling Ruto that there are people, our people, you registered by force. So they are embarking on registration. And currently they are doing a campaign which is grassroots driven. So grassroots driven means they go to the people, not holding meetings, town hall meetings, but they go to the people, explain to the people. And I was following this guy called Zach Kinuthia, and he kind of had a problem with his strategy. But let us wait and see how it's going to happen. So Uhuru Kenyatta is rebranding Jubilee in the hope that a rebranded Jubilee, a revamped Jubilee, will give UDA a run for their money. Number 3, and this is where the president is scoring, and this is where majority of members of parliament in Jubilee are now hiding. I mean, majority of members of parliament who are in the UDA but originally in Jubilee are now hiding. President Uhuru Kenyatta is currently using the NIS to identify strong candidates in constituencies, in wards, and in at the county level. And the president is going to fund some of these aspirants. He's going to sponsor them. Uhuru Kenyatta is one of the billionaires. So, for example, if Ndindi Nyoro were to face President Uhuru Kenyatta head-on in Kiharu, Uhuru Kenyatta has a candidate, and Uhuru Kenyatta is willing to campaign for that candidate, Ndindi Nyoro might run away because his money might not match that of the president. His understanding of the larger Mount Kenya politics cannot match that of the president. So the president is now working on sponsoring candidates, and this has actually scared majority of members of parliament who had gone to Jubilee, to UDA, and now these are the members of parliament who are planning to defect back to Jubilee. So that's his third strategy. His fourth strategy is why he has called the Sagana 2 meeting. The Sagana 3 meeting. During this meeting, the main agenda is going to be revamping Jubilee, Raila Odinga, but the main agenda is going to be William Ruto. Uhuru Kenyatta is going to explain to his people why they fell out. Livondo talked yesterday, if you listen to him and if you've been watching my videos. And Livondo just gave a small part. President Uhuru Kenyatta is now out to expose his deputy, why they fell out, whether it was business and the rest. So by telling his story, he will no longer be accused, because the president has always been accused of undermining his deputy, despite the fact that William Ruto actually did almost everything for him during the last campaign. And lastly, the president is going to use what is normally regarded high in the larger Mount Kenya region when it comes to politics, the economy of the region. He's going to remind the community where they are coming from, what they have achieved, and why he wants Raila Odinga to continue. William Ruto started early campaigns, and that early campaigns really exposed him. One of the areas the president and Jubilee government had failed is development. When you talk of tea, coffee, pyrethrum, you talk of roads, you talk of dams, those development projects, employments. So Ruto ended up exposing his strategy so early. So what the president did, he went underground, fixed all the problems in the larger Mount Kenya region. After fixing all the problems in the larger Mount Kenya region, the president is now ready to go to those people and will tell them, it's because of the handshake that I was able to do this road from here to there. It is because of the handshake that I've been able to do this and that. Before, what would happen is that most of these projects would just be launched. So I'm looking at a president who is going to face his people and tell them that these are my development projects. These are my development programs. These ones I've completed. But the only person I'm sure will be able to complete the ones which are incomplete is none other than Raila Odinga. What I don't know is whether the president is basically going to succeed in kicking out the deputy president from the larger Mount Kenya region, because the deputy president is also not sleeping. The man is watching each and every move the president is making. He is strategizing and re-strategizing based on the development from President Uhuru Kenyatta's side. Let me hear your thoughts, but that's my take. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Until next time, this is Makwiny.